This chapter will tackle about our learning about the entrepreneurship education in the Philippines. Now, the study present the current state of the entrepreneurship education in the Philippines. Now, the status of entrepreneurship education is evaluated through the analysis of entrepreneurship education practices in the Philippines and suggesting a policy that measures the promotion, that measures the development, and the creation, and the growth and sustainability of more entrepreneurial undertaking. Now, entrepreneurship education in the Philippines is heavily focused on the more entrepreneurial development of entrepreneurs in terms of encouraging the newly interested individuals, the startups, and the innovative way of coming up with the new ideas. So these are the things that we'll focus on in our discussion. Now, there is a lack of focus in developing creativity and innovation as a mindset of all of those stakeholders in the formal education system, in the development of its curriculum in terms of imparting all of this innovativeness and creativeness in coming up with entrepreneurial or developing the entrepreneurial system as part of their education. Now, there is also a minimal support from a lot of academic institutions, and even the industry even are not giving out a lot of uh, aid and support in the undertaking that these startup are coming up or developing per se to grow and sustain a business. Entrepreneurship has always been considered as a driver of economic growth of a lot of countries and of all countries. And entrepreneurship is founded on creativity, innovation, and change that would lead to the productivity and economic competitiveness. Now, the United Nations Conference in Trade and Development in 2004, in their seminar and conferences, the developed countries like the United States, like the Germany, like Japan, France, and some other European and ASEAN countries have been often cited as examples of economies that grew due to the entrepreneurial spirit and the undertakings of its people. Now, the phenomenal growth of the Americas and some Western countries as an economic power over the last decades or over the last century is traced to the exponential growth of the businesses that is founded by the startups or the entrepreneurs. Now, the last century has seen the development and have observed the growth and have seen even the sustainability or the death or demise of of enterprises that brought about by the innovativeness or the new technological innovations. Now, these technological innovations expands the market, upon and the globalization even. So it welcomes it, and it created a more freedom to express one's ideas and enjoy the rewards of one's undertaking, which apparently helped to usher the creation of enterprises. So there, no. So there's a plus factor and there's a negative factors of the technological innovation that comes along in this progress as we progresses into the innovativeness of a particular entrepreneurial development of, as a business. Now, focus on the importance of entrepreneurship manifest in the number of universities even and schools that include entrepreneurship courses in their programs. Now, uh, the offerings of formal degrees or course in undergraduate and graduate schools or business programs can be interpreted in a lot of ways. No? And there's a question that's being raised in this kind of entrepreneurship integration in the academe. Can entrepreneurs be made, or they have this innate talent in them So these are the things that being normally asked in the academe or in the course of coming up with an innovative ways of doing business. Are they made or are they born? Is it innate? So there. But we have not been given any definitive answer yet in the even in the literature. It's not even uh, we cannot find any concrete data or basis to answer that phenomenon. Even the government or even some educational institutions and businesses hope that entrepreneurs can indeed be developed. Okay? Now, the prospect of making and training entrepreneurs can be seen in a lot of programs and can also be integrated in the training curricula that support a given to developing entrepreneurs that is espoused by these organizations. Now, entrepreneurship education becomes an important aspect in the bid for economic growth and development of nations. Now, for the past years, entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial education has been incorporated in formal programs, and these are present in major countries of the world. Included are the Americas, the European countries like in Great Britain, Singapore, Malaysia, and Japan. Now, business schools like the Harvard University, the Waseda University, and the National University of Singapore have formal and informal entrepreneurial skills of its students in starting and managing a business. Now, in the Philippines, entrepreneurship education is pioneered by specifically, one of the biggest schools that we know of, no? And one of them are a lot of schools like University of the Philippines, Ambeda University, LaSalle University, and some other schools when it offered bachelor's degree entrepreneurship back in years. And even right now, Chiang Kai-shek are now becoming part of it. Some masters in business administration are the Chiang Kai-shek business graduate of business schools are now integrating it in its curriculum. Now, Asian Institute of Management is also one of the schools that are actually heavily into developing mindset of entrepreneurial concept. The initiative to formalize entrepreneurship education from academic institutions and the government agencies have shown the importance and need for the development of the entrepreneurial skills. Now, however, research on entrepreneurship education has been conducted to describe or evaluate entrepreneurship education. Uh, Despite the limitations in the literature on the entrepreneurship as part of the education, it focuses on mainly, in a lot of ways, like the development of new ideas, the innovativeness of new ideas, and so on and so forth. Now, there. We also evaluate the needs and the resources for entrepreneurship to meet the objectives of the stakeholders and suggest policies that would recommend to further improve entrepreneurship education in our country. There are a lot of concept and definition of how entrepreneurship can be interpreted. Now, what is entrepreneurship then? So, to better understand the entrepreneurship education per se, it is important to first define. We defined what entrepreneurship is all about. Now, who are these entrepreneurs? Or entrepreneurs rather? And is entrepreneurship a career path? Or these questions have been answered in different literature with a lot of varying degrees and definition. Now, in one of the definitions we can find that is published in 2009 by Shepard, Peters, and Hisricks, an entrepreneur is a risk taker, according to the concept, who converts innovative ideas into a business process for profit through opportunity maximization and organization of social and economic mechanism. There, part of the mechanism, and there as a whole. Another definition is coming from Pinchot. No? In 1985, it defined the intrapreneurs as dreamers who do, those who take responsibility for creating an innovation of any kind inside the organization. Now, the American Heritage Dictionary even acknowledged the popular use of a new word, intrapreneur, to mean a person within a large corporation that chooses of a new word, intrapreneur, to mean within the large corporation who takes direct responsibility for turning an idea into a profitable product through assertive risk-taking and innovation. Okay? So there are lots of actually definitions that are being attached in the word entrepreneurs, from entrepreneur to intrapreneur, so there. Now, another one is that it defines an entrepreneur as an employee of a large corporation who is given the freedom and the financial support to create new products, to create new services, and to develop systems that does not have to follow the corporation's usual routines or protocols, by being innovative, by being creative about developing its own rules and regulation policy that does not offend the policies and regulations of the company that he is working with. So that is freedom. Now there's another one to go further. Claim entrepreneurs are the secret weapon of the business world, no, according to Koch in 2014. So that is based on the definition. And being an entrepreneur is considered to be beneficial for both finance and access to corporate resources. Companies that support entrepreneurs with finance and access to corporate resources, as I said a while ago, and entrepreneurs create innovations for the companies. So the creativity, the innovativeness are being integrated on the definition of what entrepreneurs is all about. Now, according to the concept, even the entrepreneur is not to be confused with the innerpreneur. So see the difference, na intra and inner. The innerpreneur, a person who aims at personal fulfillment, and these are more than at economic gains when creating a business. For innerpreneurs, the primary motivation is the need to implement their vision of something the world needs or something that aligns with their values. So this is the innerpreneurs. Okay? Now, we go back a little bit on the history side of the background or the history of what entrepreneur is all about. Now, the term